Google just dropped Gemini 3, and it's pretty amazing what it can do. But if you've been wondering how to actually use it in your business or daily workflow, you're in the right place. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to set up Gemini 3 inside n8n, even if you're a complete beginner. We're going to build a couple super practical automations together. Things like analyzing images, audios, and videos, pulling structured insights, and even editing images automatically using Gemini's image edits. By the end of this video, you'll not only have Gemini 3 running inside your n8n, you'll also have plug-and-play workflows that you can use for content creation, business automation, or any creative project that you want to experiment with. And as always, I'm going to build this step by step with as little technical jargon as possible. So if you're ready to explore what Gemini 3 can do on n8n and build something cool with it, let's jump right in. So there are a couple of different ways that you can get Gemini 3 set up in your n8n environment. So I'm going to show you the most obvious one first, which is going to Gemini 3 straight. So the first thing I want to add here is literally just a chat trigger node. And again, if you're not familiar with the trigger node, this is the node that's going to trigger the event or the entire workflow on n8n. So this is when the chat receive, which is here. I'm going to type in hello, and it's going to populate this particular chat message node. And I'm going to hit the plus sign here in order to add my AI agent and then get that connected with Gemini 3. So I'm going to add AI agent right here. The source is connected chat trigger node, which is correct. So I'm going to leave everything as is. And then the chat model, I'm just going to pick Google Gemini chat model, right? So here I already have an account set up, but if you're brand new, you're not going to have the account connected with Google Gemini. I'm going to show you just how easy that can be done. So you're going to hit create new credential right here, and this is going to pop up. And similar to all the other LLMs that you may have experience with, you need an API key to get access to that. So the way to get the API key is to go to Gemini 3, deepmind.google/model/Gemini. So this is a page right here. And you can just hit either try in Gemini or try in Google AI Studio. I'm going to hit Google AI Studio here, and it's going to bring me to the Google AI Studio. Now here, this may look blank for yours if this is the first time you're signing in, but where you're going to hit to is the bottom left-hand corner here to get API key. So I'm going to hit that. And so you can see there are already a couple of API keys that I've set up, but if you haven't set up any API keys before, this is going to be blank. So I'm going to just hit create API key on the top right-hand corner here. And essentially, you can name your key, and I'm going to name this n8n Gemini key. All right, so you have an option to select a cloud project if you already have a cloud project set up. But since I don't, I'm going to choose a default Gemini project. I'm going to create key, and there we go. A new key has been created right over here. So I'm just going to copy the API key by hitting this button, and we could go back to my workflow and paste the API key right here. I'm going to toggle this to expression so you can see the entire API key is literally just the API key pasted on here. I'm going to hit save. Okay, and of course I'm going to revoke the API key afterwards. But yeah, so just to show you guys how easy it is to set that up. All right, but one more thing before we move on from here is when you go back to Google AI Studio, you'll see that there is a billing function. And of course, with the API calls, Google Gemini 3 is a paid feature to make the API calls. So you want to go into billing, and right now it's already connected to a billing account that I already have. But if you don't have a billing account set up, it will show an option for you to connect to the billing account, and you're just going to click that, and that will redirect you to Google Cloud Console where you can set up your billing account, put in your credit card, whatnot. So once that's done, going back to the n8n workflow, what you want to do now is to select Gemini 3 under list. So Gemini 3 for previews, I'm going to select that. So there we go, it's already hooked up. And we're going to run this node with the hello input from the chat node here. And there we go, it's giving you output right here. So you already have Gemini 3 set up pretty easily just based on this, right? But of course, with Gemini, you'll realize that when you type in the Gemini nodes that are available on n8n, there are a couple different actions that you can take similar to what you see on OpenAI. But here there are a couple of interesting ones like analyze audio, transcribe recording, analyze an image, analyze video, generate video, and edit an image too here. So I'm just going to play around with a couple of these nodes just to show you how you can build a practical workflow utilizing the image editing and image analysis modalities. And you'll see that once you set up a Gemini credential, essentially it's going to be the same credential that you're going to use over all these other nodes. Cool, but just before we jump right into the workflow build, I want to make sure that I point out or show you guys how to connect to Google Gemini 3 via OpenRouter, which is the other alternative way. It might arguably be easier. So I'm just going to delete this node right here. I'm going to add the OpenRouter. So just type in open and it'll show OpenRouter chat model as one of the options. And what you can do, obviously, if you don't have an account set up, is to hit create new credential And again, it's just a simple API key that you can grab from OpenRouter. And what you do is literally just go over to openrouter.ai and you'll be led to this page. And what you want to do is go to, well, you got to sign up first and log in. But once you've done that, just go over to, sorry, not credits, but go over to keys. So what I did was I went to my profile here. I just go under keys and you'll be led to the API keys section here. And the same thing, you can create API key, name it, put a credit limit on it. You can also have an option to set the expiration date of the API key. So I'm not going to create that, but because I already have one created here, and essentially is exactly the same with what we did with Google AI Studio, right? So going back to the workflow here, I'm going to just close this. Once you've connected, you'll be able to look at the list of models that you can choose from. And of course, with OpenRouter, you will not only get access to Gemini 3, but all the other models as well. So it's just an easy way for you to keep track of all your spending through API keys. So I'm just going to select Gemini 3. And again, I'm going to ask it, what model are you? All right, just to confirm that we're actually hitting the Gemini model. So you can see it's accessing OpenRouter. It says, I am Gemini, large language model built by Google. Cool. All right. So that's an easy way to also get access to Gemini 3 through OpenRouter. All right. So we're going to delete this here. And now we're going to build a workflow. So here we're going to build two workflows. The first workflow is meant to help accountants and financial consultants if you're going through, graphs and charts and company reports, but not necessarily in text, but it's actually in graphical visual format. But you want an analysis of what that looks like and, to maybe even convert it to a meaningful text or meaningful information in text. This is a workflow for that. So the idea is you're going to drop the image into a Google Drive trigger. So the image could be something like this, right? A visualization of how Apple makes money, where the income streams are coming from, stuff like that. So if you want to compile this into a text format, it might be tough because it requires a form of analysis to understand what actually this is saying, right? So you can drop that into the folder, and that's going to go into a logic gate, which will filter out the format, whether it's an image file or it's a PDF file, because sometimes you drop a PDF file, it's going to take the extra step to extract the PDF or the text from the PDF. But for the most part, when it's an image format, it's literally going to download the image here. So maybe download image into a binary file and then send it to Google Gemini to analyze the image. And once that's done, it's been outputted into the AI agent. So let's get to work, right? So the first note, what you want to hit here is Google Drive. And we want to hit the on changes involving a specific folder because these are changes on that particular folder, in this case, the n8n folder. Okay, I'm gonna watch for file created because this is what happens when you drop a file. So as you can see, there's already a file being dropped before. So I've done this earlier. So I'm gonna fetch event and it's gonna read or give me the file that's been uploaded earlier, right? It's gonna fetch the latest one that you've uploaded. In fact, that's not particularly true as well if you're just running a test run. So meaning if you use execute window or just do a test run, not a production run means you toggle this on to production or live. It's only going to fetch the ones that was uploaded first. So just to keep that in mind while you're testing it out, if you're wondering why it's not fetching newer files that you've just uploaded. So if you want to fetch the file that you just uploaded, what you have to do during test runs is to just delete the file and re-upload that again. As you can see, there's a lot of information with the output, but you may not need all of these, but this is just a standard output from a Google Drive trigger, right? So the next node you want to hit here is mentioned is the if node. So where we're going to fetch the type of file that are coming in. So we can go over to download restrictions. Way below that, there's a MIME type, right? So you want to drag that over here. As you can see, the MIME type here is image or WebP. So we're just gonna copy and paste that here. So when this MIME type is equal to this particular format, it's gonna be true. And then it's gonna be false if it's any other format. Of course, you can be more granular about it, but in this case, I'm just assuming that people dropping the files into the Google Drive is either gonna be an image format or a PDF format, right? So if it's true, we're gonna go to a HTTP request node. Sorry, let me run that first, so that it has an output. So it is true. So it's just passing on the output to the next node. So here under the HTTP request node, this is basically just a download image node. So we already have an image from the node before. And what we're doing is so I'm going to scroll all the way down to find the image URL. So this is the image URL from Google Drive. Just to be sure, you have two links here. One is to download the image and one is to just view the image, right? And one more thing that you need to do with the folder is to have the permissions open to public. The reason for that is you need that for the image downloads. Otherwise, n8n will not have the correct permission to download the image. So I'm gonna hit the execute step here. So you can see it's downloaded some data. So let's view that to see if it's downloading. There we go. It's downloading the right image. So now you have the image in binary format within your n8n environment, right? So you've downloaded that image. The next node that you want to hit here is the Google Gemini node. And specifically, we want it to analyze an image, right? So we're going to hit analyze an image. So we've got this image called data coming in. This is by default named data. So you can leave it as that, doesn't matter. Right? Resources image, analyze image, model. We're going to choose Gemini 3, of course. And the text input is essentially your instructions to Gemini 3 to know what to do with this image, right? So the text input, maybe in this case, I would like it to say a simple summarize this report / image. Maybe I'll say name 2, 2, 3 findings from the financial report. Okay, something like that. So input type, instead of image URL, we're going to hit binary file. So input name field data is just data because that's what has been generated here, right? So data, okay. So we're gonna hit execute step and it's gonna take maybe a couple of seconds as Gemini, or even a minute, depending on how complex the image is, for Gemini 3 to analyze the image and come back with the response or the findings. There we go. It actually took maybe about 10 seconds. So let's see, all right? So we'll toggle this to table. Based on the provided infographic from App Economy Insights, there's a summary and key findings of Apple's Q1. All right, so there are a couple of things here. iPhone dominance, services are highly profitable. So let's take a look at the image again. So yeah, you can see iPhone's the biggest one and services has been a big revenue here, right? So 26.3 billion. So it's capturing or catching that, which is great. And then number 3, resurgence in Macs and iPads. Is that right? Macs and iPads, okay, because of the 16% and 15% year-on-year growth. So that's why I'm saying that there's a resurgence on that. And one cool thing about Gemini, it always comes with a thought signature property. So just something to note. But yeah, cool. So now you have the output from Gemini 3. What you can do, of course, are various different things. Maybe you can add another AI agent to take that summary. So in this case, I'm going to choose the find below, and I'm going to drag the text that came from Gemini 3 of the analysis. I can put it in here. Again, chat model, I'm going to connect it, maybe in this case, connect it with the Open Router and GPT 4.1. Let's just use Gemini 3, just to be in theme, right? And this could be an analyzer, right? So it could be analyzer for findings, right? So you have in here, what happens is you analyze the image, there's some findings from the image, you pass it to the analyzer, which, you know, you can add a system message by saying you're a helpful, maybe financial analyst, right? And you'll be given a set of findings from the user input, which in this case, the text. Your job is to tell me if the company is doing well, maybe. Okay, so you can do that and hit execute step, and it will give you basically the analysis of the inference from the previous node, right? And of course, the output of this, as it's going through that, you can send it to, let's say, an email if you like, to get it on email, or any other ways that you want, Telegram, Slack, whatever the case may be. You can always pass the output to the platform of your choice. So as you can see, based on your findings, it's adding a few more pointers, which is pretty good. Okay, so the next workflow here that we want to build is to add the image workflows. And the idea is you drop the product image, which might be raw and not polished, and the workflow is going to polish it, of course, with the help of Gemini 3. So in this case, we're going to choose the same trigger, which is changes on a specific folder. And we're going to choose n8n folder 2. So this is the other folder that I've created, and I've dropped a nondescript, bottle of skincare. So I've dropped that in there, and we are going to, where did it go? Yeah, okay. So just make sure that, okay, watch for file created, which is the same. So I'm going to hit fetch event, and it's going to give me essentially the information of the image that I've just uploaded, which is great. Okay, cool. So the next node here that I want to hit is the same HTTP request node to download the image, all right, so that it will be in binary format. So here, again, same thing. We're going to drag the the web content link. All right, so everything else stays the same. We're gonna hit execute step. Okay, so you're gonna get the data here. So let me view that. Yes, you get the image in binary format and it's called data. And the next step we're gonna hit here is going to be the Gemini note. But now in this case, we wanna do and edit an image capability. So here under prompts, I wanna be a little bit more specific. So I'm gonna toggle this to expression so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna just paste an entire chunk of a prompt engineered prompt, basically, right? So which is take a product image from brand ABC, inspired by the visual styles of Aesop, all these skincare products, good skincare products, presented in real high-end photography shot, camera technical setup, So this is just specifying the lighting, the camera setup and stuff like that, so that you get the visual mood that you want. So you can do this simply by going to ChatGPT or Claude and have it act as a prompt engineer to give you a prompt for a better output by Gemini. So we're gonna close this, happy with the system prompt, and binary field name is data, which is correct because that's the image that we're getting. So we're gonna hit execute step here, all right? So as that's spinning up, I just realized that we have forgotten to finish the workflow up top here, but we'll get back to that in a minute, apologize. So here we got the edited image. So let's look at the edited image here and see how it looks. So ABC, your brand here is not adding anything here. So of course my system prompt, or rather my user prompt, did not include any of that. So, you know, maybe if I want to, I can tell it what to put on the bottle and stuff like that. But now, as you can see, is much better than what we had here in the original file. There's no background, it's just white. So here we're seeing that it's got a very nice lighting, very nice background. Added a little flower here as well. So pretty good. Cool. Okay, so obviously with this image, you can send it to your Gmail. Again, the same thing, or Telegram, whatever the case may be. You know, if you want to use Gmail, so you can send a message. And here I would say I'll make at gmail.com. This is the recipient. I wanted to send it to my email. So image, or rather edited image, whoops. And message is just, let's just say image. And here I want to add option. I'm going to add attachment, field name, not data in this case, edited, okay? And then it's going to attach the file here into the email, right? So I'm going to hit execute step. So something's been sent to my email. So if I check my inbox now, this is what I found in my inbox. It's sent to my automatewithmark@gmail.com, and then this is the image that is being attached. So essentially, once this is live, what you can do is simply drop it into the Google Drive here. So whatever image that you drop on here, on this folder, it's going to automatically be edited, sent to your email in that beautiful marketing ready image. So one last thing, because I forgot earlier, is that, you know, what happens if this is false from the previous node, previous workflow. So in this case, if it's false, still go to the HTTP request node, because this is download PDF, right? And if it's a PDF, you're going to get a URL over here, paste the URL in, and after that, just use the extract file, which in this case, you want to do extract from PDF, and you know that's going to extract the PDF out. And then you can essentially pass the text onto the analyzer straight. So in this case, in this flow, you won't even need Gemini as part of the build. So that's it. That's a simple way to get Gemini 3 set up in your n8n environment, and also how to leverage them in some simple but super practical workflows that might be useful for your business or your marketing effort. I hope this was interesting and useful to you. And if you think so, please consider subscribing and let me know what I should build next. And I'll see you in the next one.